Welcome back for the second series of tonight. We had an interesting first series for sure. Gum proved their dominance once more. But now we go a little bit further down the table, or if you look at one team, we go a bit further down the table. We have DBL taking on FTV. It's still an important match for DBL.
It is for sure. Yeah, this is one of the matches where one team can play spoiler and ruin the season of the other team, because FTV is down the dumpster in 8th place, only one series victory. They can't really make it out of a relegation zone anymore. I think it's mathematically still possible, but it's highly unlikely. So they are not really playing for a whole lot. They are playing to gain synergy and not anything else. While DBL is still very much in the play of contention. They played great the last week, of course, where they went 2-0 in terms of series. Two very close series though, so not like they suddenly were Gum level. They are very far from that, but they re-entered the play of conversation where we had already written them off for the most part. But they beat Team Secret. They beat VGA and are now sitting in 4-5, one series behind 4th place team Cerberus.
Absolutely. It has been a good bounce back for DBL, which I know quite a few people in our little community are very happy about. So potentially this has to be a win though, and I think it has to be a pretty dominant 2-0 for them to look good enough going into the even more important matches that is them going up against Cerberus and EVOS, because those two are the really big ones.
Yeah, they need to win this one just to be on even footing with Cerberus, so they can enter the match against Cerberus thinking if they win, they get ahead. Because if you lose this one, you're still not out of play of contention. The two head-to-head games are still the most important games, of course. But you definitely look at a severe disadvantage where if you lose, you're immediately out. Well, if you win this one and go to 5-5, even if you lose then to one of the two contenders, you're still not knocked out of players immediately.
Yeah, they can definitely bounce back.
That's the implications, and here we go.
Fast. Definitely no delay here as we hit that champ select. What will be picked? Immediate Gragas ban. FTV will not be getting their hands on the big boy. That is the answer. Husband won't be able to play that one. Where do you think the focus needs to be?
We're back to Froggy, interestingly. I think
he'll be the permanent starter.
Yep, that's very likely. As I just quickly have to lock in predictions so no one can cheat. See, you're looking at the picks, of course.
I forgot to check mine.
So here we go. First two bans. Very interesting ban
Diana
for
removed.
The Reds.
If you do remember,
indeed,
last week, that pick
Froggy
looked absurd.
Yeah, Froggy popped off of that one. Immediately got the MVP in his debut series. So Froggy looked quite a big upgrade. Victory is actually in, by the way. It's not like Victory is replaced by Froggy. Victory is now in playing top lane.
Okay, I didn't even notice that.
No, I just looked over there and I got a big surprise. I'm not sure why, but here we go. This will be top lane Kalista. I can feel it. It's Hasmid. Hasmid is
top
an
lane
ADC player.
Kalista into Victory.
To be fair, Victory has had a very strong Aatrox performance this split already, so I can see him play Aatrox here. Not the focus for FTV, it seems like. They want to lock down their bot lane potentially. Jungle is another good pick here. I'd say maybe Leeson or something for Kuroko. He has played a lot of Elise, but Elise, of course, has hit the ban list almost every single game this week. So let's see where he wants to go.
Fortune secured a good ADC for Police. He could have gone for his Lucian, but they opted not to do it. Nautilus secured as well. A strong bot lane, to be sure. The Bilgewater boys coming in.
I'm very surprised by the shift in matter in VCS when it comes to MF pairings, because last week, almost everywhere in the world, we only really saw MF Leona as the bot lane pair. But this week, we've seen so much MF Nautilus. So it seems like VCS teams in scrims, or maybe just through solo queue, who knows, or duo queue, have developed more of a liking for MF and the Nautilus as a pairing. And we see a lot of that right now. And will we see Sawn number 2? Koroku going with a Sawn route, with picking Trundle into no tank of the other team. On the other team.
Yeah.
Sawn was very successful with that. So
can Kuroko emulate that success, though?
Koroku so far has struggled a lot this split. So it would always be nice to see a little bit of a change for Koroku, but chances are he'll end once again. As sad as that sounds, it's sadly what we look at for Koroku almost all the time. His best games so far were on AP Shyvana, where he got a game from Gam and almost carried 2 games in a row.
Yep.
So back on a little bit more of a cheese pick, I'd say. Trundle is another weird champ when it comes to meta. He seems to be right at the outskirts of the meta, looking in, mostly as a counter pick, but it seems like some people are even willing to pick him blind here and there.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely strong enough to justify it. If you have a few jungle bans being thrown. Admittedly, there was only 2. Olaf was open, that sort of thing, but perhaps FTV just not confident enough to play it. Or maybe it's a champion for Froggy. You never know. Could be mid lane Trundle.
Look at the bans.
Yeah.
What is this? Wow, that's super.
And Maokai, the last one.
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe Maokai is a secret counter into top lane Kalista. I don't really see why he would be, but maybe he can survive lane good enough that he's able to scale. So I still want to see this be a top lane Kalista. I think there's a good chance that it actually happens, because Hasmet is known as an ADC player. We've seen him play pilot the Tristana very successfully last week, so would like to see Kalista top and now pick up the bot lane for Dashing Buffalo.
And there's a Yasuo lock-in. No Gragas to go with it. Does have a few knockups. The Trundle pillar is very good with the Yasuo.
And very easy to proc. Yes. So I actually like this combo a lot. I think this is the secondary Gragas Yasuo combo. Not quite as much damage, but a lot of CC, especially if you hit a very good pillar. Even after the Yasuo ult comes in, the enemy will struggle to get away, even if there's not enough burst damage to burst him down like Gragas Yasuo offers. But I'm super interested to see what the last pick will be for Dashing Buffalo. ADC or top laner?
Yeah, that'll be...
Seems to be the top laner. Okay, there we go.
Okay, you're a little bit ahead, because we're still waiting for him. See what it is, and it's the Akali. That is so strange. This is not strong Akali.
Akali has seen some play around the world. She has a lot of damage. She is not as safe anymore. So especially in top lane, you can actually exploit her here and there. And will we see the first 10.5 on? Yes, we will. So off-rolling victory goes to on. Makes a lot of sense. Not a lot of responsibilities for him here. Could also be mid lane on though. We haven't seen a single mid lane on in the VCS, so this would be a new one. Victory is right now sitting on Clans, so maybe Victory will actually play mid lane and Froggy will go top lane.
Yeah.
Another change. FTV likes to throw around players.
FTV, they're trying to find something that works. I would have really liked to see the Kalista top lane. I think it would have done very well into both of these picks.
Yeah,
an interesting decision.
A little bit disappointing. I think Akali is still absolutely fine to just scale up. Hasmet has been a big Akali player, especially in the last season, so understandable. He wants to go back to that.
It's just not as safe anymore. So
yeah, but I don't think she needs the safety into
that's
On.
True.
So
it's very true.
On, of course, if you have not seen On yet on this patch, got a few little nerfs, especially to his scaling. So, or the time where his scaling kicks in, because the scaling still is great, but it takes longer. So the threshold for levels to upgrade your item got moved from 12 to 13. You need to hit level 13 to hit the 2 upgraded items, which actually changes quite a few things for On. If that gets relevant, I'll dive a little bit deeper on his itemization, because it actually changed a little bit with this patch. But also, of course, the upgrades for for your teammates got moved from like 13 to 17. So now it's level 14 to 18. So to upgrade all 4 other items, you actually need to be max level now.
Yeah, exactly.
14.
It is a big difference.
17. I'm
Level
sorry.
17.
My math is 17, of course. But it's still, you don't really hit 17 too often on top lane tanks, because usually in the mid game, you group a lot, and that means you don't get solo lane experience too often anymore. So that's also one of the reasons we haven't seen On this patch, in the VCS especially, because we have very short games here, and most of the games are decided around the 20-minute mark, maybe even earlier. So On, not quite on his strong point there. We'll have to see if FTV is able to delay the game long enough that the late game scaling from Froggy can kick in.
Yeah, it will definitely be interesting. I'm curious what this Akali can do. We've seen like 1 or 2 Akalis since the big nerfing. She did definitely look better. Look a lot worse, of course, not better.
Oh, that is one cool Rek'Sai skin.
Yes, the new one.
Holy.
The skin.
She's gigantic. Why is she so big?
The skin designer
She's
in our
gigantic.
Discord made it.
Oh, nice. Shout out to him. If you want to meet cool people like him, join our Discord, of course. Scroll down and you can find the link to the Discord and other funny links or interesting links.
Yeah, there's this great website. It's like you click on it. It's called Patreon, and then you put in your PayPal details, and it sends you really funny memes. That's totally what it does. Definitely doesn't do anything else. Won't charge you. That's a joke, by the way, just so no one gets confused. And here we have the Zoe versus Yasuo matchup. Should be pretty risky for Yasuo early.
Yep, it's usually Zoe favorite matchup here. Yasuo has all-in potential, especially he didn't go for the ignite, so especially on level 6, of course. Once the combo for Kuroko and Victory comes in, there's a lot of kill potential on Null. It's quite easy to catch out Zoe, but straight up 1v1 laning, most people favor Zoe, especially in the early laning phase. Zoe has way more to work with, no mana problems still. She can use more sparkles to harass, even more than just a pure auto attacks. I also think the more sparkles auto doesn't get blocked by
it's not a projectile. It's
Victor's
Q zap.
Yeah. So that's another thing Yasuo can't play around. So it's quite a hard matchup for Yasuo. And Victory against Null should already be Null favored. So we'll have to see if Victory can keep on CS and pressure.
Yep. So, again, I'm very curious about this top lane, particularly the Akali. We've seen a lot of Ornn, but we've missed the Ninja for a little while. Well, missed isn't the right word. We've been happy that she's gone, I think. Leotis will start this Scuttle Crab, but Kuroko finds him. You can't fight Trundle early. He will mess you up. That club is big and will absolutely wreck you as Aquino takes a hell of a lot of damage. Is that a new support for FTV? Aquino?
He played 2 games already, but yeah, he's one of the mid-season transfers. They still haven't decided if they want to play one ground, formerly known as Tiger or Aquino, so they split games. Of course, this team can experiment a little bit more than other teams because they are already out of playoff contention, very likely to head to the relegation zone. So yeah, why not? I like this a lot. I don't really like to see Victory back in.
Nope.
He has been one of the worst players of the split. Could the title go to him? Is there another player that comes to mind immediately?
Not one that's played more than a couple of games. But one's also pretty bad.
But one. Oh yeah, but one is a big contender as well. You only played Ornn and he looked fine in Ornn. But yeah, but one is not a great player. So, the runes are not on the screen anymore, but a very interesting rune choice, which I need to research a little bit more. So I thought you would go for something different. Big Curl went secondary precision, but didn't go for any kind of legend rune. So no legendary, no legend alacrity, no legend bloodline either. So not stacking up anything there, which is quite surprising to me. I thought all the ADCs would go for that rune. It's quite valuable.
It is very valuable.
Instead, he went for overheal, and the second choice was something else. I think one of the extra damage runes, not coup de grace, one of the other ones. So a little bit surprising to me. Maybe, yeah. There are three. I think.
There are, but
cut down
only
as
two
well.
of them are usable. I wouldn't even know what the other one is.
Cut down.
Yeah, cut
the
down.
Yumi
Yeah,
rune.
of course.
A lot of Yumis like to go for that. I don't actually know if Yumi still goes for that, because a lot of Yumis in pro play, especially, have gone for relic shield starts. But that's not relevant to this game, as there's no Yumi, sadly.
That is very true. I don't think either of these teams are going to be picking too many Yumis. I don't want to see Yumi out of FTV. Not something I want to witness. They probably build AD.
I mean, maybe full carry police with Yumi on top of him.
Okay.
I could see
police
it.
is. He actually hasn't had a good split, but God, we still have to believe in him. We need to believe in something.
Yeah, it's also not like he has had a horrible split. He just can't do a whole lot. His laning phase has suffered a little bit ever since B has left him. So he was definitely a better laner last split, where B and police had better laning stats, for sure. But he's still in late game teamfight situations, he's still a good player. I still can't take my eyes from this great
It's really pretty. It's
gorgeous.
super. It's the there's the new line. I think Malphite got one. Someone else got in the same line. There is a bit of a fight down here in the bot lane. Hin has to get away, but he'll get out easily. Just a couple spears for Akino, but it was two tanky supports. So maybe I got a little bit excited, but nothing.
Didn't even see the fight happening. So maybe I think my eyes were just glued to the UX side too much. So now that she's not on screen, I can focus on something different. Very slow early game, not gum and flash style this game. In the last series, we had like 5-6 kills at this point already. So we definitely are more in the DBL style of game. DBL is one of our slowest teams, not in terms of average game time, but in terms of skills secured, especially in the early game. Most of their early games look very, very LCK-ish. Maybe not in terms of skill level, but in terms of the aggressiveness. So this is kind of expected, especially also with their lanes. They like to scale up. We have Akali in the top lane, free farming against Ornn. Actually, quite a big CS advantage building up for him. Froggy, not a traditional top laner, so it seems to be like that he's struggling a little bit to keep up with Husmet.
Yeah, it's not an easy matchup. Akali can, of course, control the top lane pretty easily. So, come on, someone do something. If we're going to watch FTV play, can we have someone hit someone?
Yeah, sadly it's DBL, so they are content to just scale and wait. If we have to talk about, let's talk about DBL's players a little bit. It's nothing really is happening on stream. For the first part of the season, we were pretty hyped about Null, right? We even have an emote about Null's Cassiopeia where he absolutely popped off and carried the game. But then he kind of just slowed down and fizzled out, didn't really do anything anymore. So who is the star player for DBL right now? What would you say? I actually think it's potentially Husmet after the last week. Right?
I think so. Husmet had some pretty ridiculous weeks. We did talk about that. We had a whole segment on the Everyway podcast, which you should totally listen to if you want some insights on the VCS. We generally talk for about an hour about the VCS whenever we can get around to it. We talked about Husmed for a little while because he had an incredible week. Another person on DBL I want to look out for, wouldn't call them the carry yet, is Hin. I think Hin's been a great addition.
Yeah, he has been. He has been. I also think the bot lane got a big buff with him entering. Vicar did look a little bit stronger than most people expected after the departure of Palette. Of course, his long-standing lane partner now with Gum. So most people expected Vicar to kind of fall down a few tiers of ADCs because he's up there in the upper echelon of ADCs. Most people would say Vicar is like the third best ADC maybe in the league.
Yeah, probably.
Which in this league is
actually
absolutely respectable. Yep. But yeah, with High, his laning phase suffered. We have the first big action that FTV actually gets a few turret plates here.
Yeah, absolutely. And good flash by Null to dodge the hook. But yeah, this should be 1.5 tower plates. No, they'll get 2 with that ult. Null didn't need to lose his flash there.
Yeah, a little bit too aggressive in terms of positioning, but shouldn't hurt him too much in the long run. Now the fight is called off again, so Null should just be able to pick up a few CS here and there. Fell down 10 CS to the enemy mid laner, mostly because of the pressure from other lanes, of course. Also, there's now a 25 CS, let's say 20 CS lead for top lane. So Asmid is once again definitely looking like one of the stronger players on DBL's team. And if you look 10 minutes in, there's still nothing really has happened. If you look at how this game will develop in the later stages of it, what is Hasmid's role here? He's an assassin player.
Lock Ornn into the side lane for now.
Yeah, for now, that's true.
And then at some point, murder police.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
That was a lot of damage.
What is going on?
What? Oh, God, the huge fight in the bot lane. Where the hell did this come from? Police, yes, first blood, finally. Police goes down. Hasmed charging forward here in the middle of the enemy team. He has hit that E. Victory has to get the hell out of there. Don't know if they're going to be able to finish off Victory, but they will be able to finish off Kuriko. Surely.
Oh,
there's the flying forward.
Engage.
Never mind. Good Yasuo ult to hold them up. Aquino now in trouble, but it's a 2 for... Whoa! Hin! I was about to say it was over, but no, Hin just goes.
Yeah, luckily for him, he of course has the Fate's Call in his back pocket, so he can just go for overly aggressive engages where you think, wow, he lost his mind. But of course, there's the Kalista ult to save him. So in the end, he gets out again. First blood over to Hin, and in the end, it's a 2-for-1 trade for DBL. But let's look at this replay again. They started with a big combo on Biholi's. Insane amounts of damage from the Biko, who hit the biggest combo with E and Q rend at the same time. So double damage, as we have another fight.
That we absolutely do as we come back. Kuriko catching a paddle star to the face. But they turn it around. Police managing to make the fight a little bit even. Hasmed's about to be popped up. Dragon still in contest, but I don't think FTV... Ooh, huge tornado.
Now look at this, FTV.
Yeah, wow, they're turning this around. They're turning this. DBL's going to hard lose this fight. It's an absolute disaster. Ornn get 2. Whoa.
There we go. And a 1k gold lead for FTV. They lose the dragon, which is not great, of course. But they get the gold lead, and this might be another one. Yeah, it's only support Nautilus. We saw too much mid lane Nautilus, who would have been able to probably kill him here. But it's support Nautilus, so he's not able to do so. Let's look at the start of the fight again, which we missed because of the replay. Hin gets caught by Kuriko. But Kuriko overextends to get the kill on him. So he goes down first. No jungler available. So DBL makes the call. We have jungler. We should get this dragon for free, which makes a lot of sense. But this great tornado prolongs the fight, and Aquino threats the needle. Yeah. And then it's all turned around. Null also with very low mana, so he couldn't actually impact the fight too much. I think the most crucial moment there was there were 2 crucial moments for FTV. Victory hitting the disengage knock up to reset the fight. So DBL had to focus on taking dragon instead of collecting more kills. Then also Aquino with the clutch hook on Bikoro to immediately lock him down and get another kill there. And now FTV suddenly in a very good position, more than 1k gold ahead after taking down this turret. First turret of the game over to them. Solid lead in the mid game.
Absolutely. I think we need to do a little sync just by the way. I think you're
Yeah, I just
You did it?
I did light the
good
stream
boy.
for all
Too
the time.
good. We should be back in sync now. Sorry, everybody. Welcome to Bootleg Streaming. If you want us to have a better setup, you can donate so we can afford some decent software, or you could just tell Riot, hey, we want to watch in English. You should make these guys official. We'll move to Vietnam happily.
Yeah. Don't think I'm allowed to right now, but after the Corona crisis, maybe.
Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe. Actually, Vietnam's doing better than Australia, so.
Yeah, that's why I think we are just not allowed to enter.
Yeah, true. They probably don't want us at the moment.
Yeah, I think so too.
Then again, Corona hasn't affected my life much. Imagine going outside. Video games are inside.
I saw some very cool tweets like coronavirus is severely underestimating how long I can stay inside locked up.
Exactly.
It's true.
And the top lane tower will go down. It's a good start for FTV. They have a 1.5k gold lead. We don't often say FTV has a gold lead.
Well, and they're playing this very solid style, just pushing down turrets, grouping up, not risking anything here. Of course, this is the stage of the game where you can risk dying in side lanes if you overextend alone. Instead, if you go as 4, if you hold hands,
yeah, and they're going in for this inhib tower. They're gonna get it. Wow. This was not a good trade here, but if they take the fight, it might be Hin throwing himself in. Good Yasuo ult to lock up Husband, but he's safe in the shroud for now. Null needs to do way more damage than he's currently doing. Husband has to ult away. There's just no damage here. They don't have their AD carry. Nope. It's gone horribly wrong. Hin has just instantly died, but they get a trade kill on the other side of the map.
Bot lane. Okay. Makes a lot of sense. I was very confused when the kill popped up, but the enemy disengaged. But of course, in the bot lane, there was another fight. And Froggy, a little bit over-aggressive there, tried to defend his turret. So he thought he was overestimated his tankiness. As we said before, he probably is not super used to playing top lane. So maybe he doesn't have the practice on to exactly know the power. Of course, very little armor built for him as well. So maybe didn't think he would go down this quickly to an ADC. In the end, gives up a shutdown to Kalista. So that's the silver lining now for DBL. He actually engaged here. Wow, Froggy. Shouldn't have done that. Really shouldn't have done that. That was pretty easy. I think Pico could have even with the solo kills in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Potentially.
Better to get the assist, though. Which is always nice.
Yeah, it's also way safer, of course, to have your jungler come in and help you out. So right now, FTV is still looking at a very good mid-game approach, but DBL has the 2 dragons going for them. So at least if FTV can't immediately go for a dragon snowball, instead DBL has one big saving grace for them. If they win the next team fight and get the dragon, suddenly they are in a big advantage when it comes to winning this game. So it's still a very close affair, even though FTV has the slight advantage in terms of gold and also in terms of itemization.
Yeah, absolutely. This dragon, I mean, DBL wants it, though. DBL really wants this if they can take it, and they're calling the teleport. I think it's too late, though. It's secured here, actually, by Meliodas, doing so well. He gets them to soul point, flashes over the wall as well. No, they're winning the fight on health bars. Police, what are you doing here? You're not helping your team win the fight. Meliodas has killed him. Chaos. All of FTV is just going down. They're getting ring around the rosy here. The encirclement for FTV has gone all wrong. They're surrounded on all sides by the dashing buffaloes, and they're all falling. Froggy he might have gotten away. Actually does use that W to block the sleep. Wow. So he gets away.
You can block the sleep. Yep. That's interesting. Yeah. So never underestimate a bottom tier VCS team's ability to throw away everything, of course. We fell into the trap, and DBL punished us and FTV severely here. And now 3 dragons secured for them. Big gold lead will come their way after securing this turret as well. And now everything is in line again. DBL in the driver's seat. So, yeah.
What is Police doing in this fight?
Yeah, let's take a closer look to Police.
So he's on the right side, not auto attacking. Hasn't bullet time.
He's trying to auto attack.
flashes over the wall.
So he flashes away
The
from
only
Hasmet.
thing
Okay, yeah,
MF needs to do in a fight is bullet time. Imagine the bullet time right here. Bang! Across that whole team when the Yasuo ult is going off.
To be fair to him, though, there was a lot of threat on him.
Yeah, I still think he's not doing his job. That was bad positioning. He auto-attacked in the fight once. That's a mistake.
Yeah, I think too. But yeah, I agree. It was not a great fight for Lise. For sure not. Hasmet, we also have to praise Hasmet, though, not only Flame Police for that, because Hasmet immediately identified where to go. Of course, it's not great to full-on 5v5 front-to-back team fight as Akali, so instead he isolated the enemy ADC and forced him out of the fight, forced the flash, and still got the kill, so great job by Hasmet on his assassin. We were questioning the Akali, but so far 103, big CS advantage from the start, so good performance.
Yeah, absolutely. Baron now, he's just spawned and FTV wants to take this one a little bit sneaky. DBL sniffs it out and they've already called it off. Ornhorn coming in. The chain CC on Meliodas. He dies before being able to do absolutely anything. Null is making a huge mistake in the backside here. He's getting 2v1'd. Is buying way too much time here though. He goes golden as well. Aquino now getting threatened by Husband. I think DBL can 4v3 the rest of this fight. It was 3v3 now.
For sure.
Fate's Call gets the knockup. The bullet time is good to zone them. We'll be able to find the kill onto Big Koro. The worm turns and suddenly 4 kills go to FTV, but it's still only a 1 kill advantage.
Yeah. The Hail Mary Baron didn't end the game in DBL's favor because that looked very dire for FTV once DBL approached. So at least FTV is still here and still in this game. That's the best news. Okay, that was very close. Yoko should probably just back off. Hello.
You need to be careful. It's an Akali.
Yeah. Wow. That was close. But yeah, Police redeeming himself for the prior team fight, of course. Nice positioning this time with the bullet time. Didn't pull the trigger too early, where you can get interrupted. Also look at Meliodas and Hint's positioning here. Both very far separated from the team. Null buys time on the other side of the map, but he's only facing Froggy. So yeah, who cares, right? It's like Victory overextends here, and that turns the fight because Victory thought he could go for a big ultimate in the backline, but didn't quite hit Bikoro there. So Bikoro had 3 times to hit him back.
This bullet time is huge. Police redeems himself in one moment.
Also, great awareness from Froggy to sacrifice himself there in favor of getting the kill on Bikoro. Bikoro could have potentially jumped out of there or used his heal to get out of the bullet time. Instead, he got knocked up, and that secured the kill for Police. So now Police is actually sitting at a 350 gold bounty. So he's very strong.
Absolutely. Still, this is within touching distance for FTV. There's a chance.
It is.
20 seconds on the possible Infernal Soul for DBL. I wouldn't hate trading this Dragon for Baron. On the side of DBL getting Baron. DBL getting Baron. I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, they could do that. It's quite hard to make the trade, though, with their team. I don't think they have enough Baron damage to do it safely, because the enemy team can burst down Infernal Drake very quickly and then turn to Baron anyway afterwards, and maybe you get damaged from Baron too much. You don't have a dedicated tank either, so might be a risky call to make. They still give up the Dragon for nothing right now. So the trade you talked about, but it's way too late. They actually just freely gave up the Dragon. Bad call for DBL.
Yeah, that was we've seen DBL making mistakes around how to go to crucial dragons. This has been a theme with them, and it's very concerning. But definitely still see.
Froggy's still level 12, so no upgrades.
Yep. Dashing forward, they catch Aquino, but he's a tanky boy. Not the best hook, but it's a decent Ornhorn. They're on to the Akali, but he's just too damn safe in the Shroud. Husband gets out. He's going to struggle to contribute to this fight. Hin's in the middle of the enemy team. Null's going to get popped up. Hin is down. This should be Null going down as well. No, Fate's... Oh, no, never mind. It was just a Zonya's. He's dead. I was going to say, how the hell did he Fate's call him?
It's the same animation. It's the same animation. Yeah. It's you can definitely. It was
Championship Callista. They turned gold. I got spooked. I was going to say, how the hell did that happen? But nope, that didn't happen. In fact, and DBL loses 2 kills and a Baron for nothing. This isn't going well for them.
Nope. And they try to salvage the situation with a teleport here. Teleport for Husband. Froggy now hit his item spike, so he's super tanky.
Husband's here. Victory's going super low.
Here.
Oh, I thought that was Baron.
What? Okay. And there was another kill.
Okay. Oh no, but Husband could absolutely pop off here. Aquino will go down to the Rend. Kuriko and Froggy, the only ones to escape. I
actually got out of
just about had a heart attack.
Yeah. Wow. That was in sync. They went down at the same exact time. So I thought it was Baron as well from Bikor, but of course, secured from Kuriko, Baron at least goes over to FTV, but they lose the ensuing fight. So now they might actually lose an inhibitor and potentially even the inhibitor. I think it's not enough time for inhibitor. So if DBL overstays here for inhibitor, they could all die.
They're okay. Yeah. They get out of there, break the base open while losing Baron. That's okay.
Yeah. So to go back to Fate's Call, maybe we get it's the Baron fight. That's not super interesting. It was just cleanup duty for Hasmid. Bikor with a nice snipe there.
Yeah. Victory went way too low. It was a mistake.
As to where to go. Bikor could have had a little bit more impact here, honestly. It took way too long to decide from which side he would approach the Baron pit. But he still got 2 kills, so now he's in a very strong position too. I wanted to go back to the fight before the Baron, where Hin actually engaged using the Fate's Call, and we saw why that is something we don't get to see often. It's not the greatest option. Usually you want to have the Fate's Call as a disengage or re-engage tool for your support. This time around, he used the Fate's Call to engage and then had no safety net and was just piled on and killed immediately. So don't want to see that again. Try to use the Fate's Call as a safety net and maybe as a re-engage tool, not as the primary engage. I think that's almost always what we want to do with that one.
Ooh, there's a hook. Husband has been eating them. If he was playing any other champion than Akali, he'd have a few deaths in that second column. Has to use the first ult on someone now, but he should be able to dash away from the bullet time. Never mind, he dashed forward there. Didn't think he could get away, so he will go down and they'll lose a tower. This risks an inhibitor now. Rek'Sai's in the top lane.
Still Baron active.
Yeah, this isn't in him.
Yeah, this should just be in him. Another big blunder for DBL. This time, Hasmid is the one to get caught. His first death of the game. We can't really fault him too much for the rest of the game, but this one was very crucial. And the dragon will spawn in 1 minute. This dragon might decide the game. If FTV gets this dragon, they should look at a big advantage coming into the next Baron fight with bottom inhibitor down. So they can just lure the enemy team in and wait for the bottom inhibitor to threaten a base turret, and then the enemy team has to react. Very, very standard textbook play, of course. So let's look at the scrap again. It's blind, but they of course knew that Hasmid was in there. Still quite impressive that Aquino hit the hook. Victory and Froggy are here as well, so it's way too many members, and all has to disengage. And can understand what Hasmid tried to do there. He wanted to get the kill on Aquino.
Yep.
Who was super low, so the ult would have potentially killed him, but he died while still traveling, so no chance.
Ooh, Hin takes a lot of damage there, chunked out. Oh, Kuriko just absolutely nailed there, but this could still be a one fight. Oh, here we go, boys.
Time.
That is the Yasuo dream. Here we are, an FTV hard winner fight.
It's a Wombo combo. This is one of the first times we've ever seen the Wombo combo really work out for a team, where everything is just very, very straight up battle lines, very easy to construe fight. Null is still available. Hasmid is here with Flash available. No ult though, so I think it's not quite enough time to win this game. Kuriko is not here. But they can definitely take the dragon for free and delay the dragon power spike for DBL. Second inhibitor secured for FTV, and they are looking like the big favorites in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very good performance out of FTV. The addition of Froggy has made a huge difference to this team.
Yeah, it's a very different lineup than at the beginning of the split, of course. A different support, a different top laner. This game is basically Victory going back to mid lane, Froggy actually replacing Rika, So yeah, 2 different players in, and their team coordination seems to be way better. Look at this setup; it's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. This is
Another
the dream.
will be here soon.
Yep, the Yasuo ult comes in, the big sword
It's
into
only
the
on
bullet
one
time.
person. It's actually not that big of a Yasuo ult.
It's more the bullet time.
So yeah, it was more the bullet time combined with Froggy's knock-up that won the fight. Yasuo only ulted 1 person there. But still, he got into the backline, so he dealt a lot of damage.
And Meliodas has to flash. Should be safe, though.
Yep.
FTV,
Swims
flexing.
away. FTV looking super strong here. And the next Baron should just be the nail in the coffin and easy to secure with bot and mid inhib down. We see DBL try to push out the waves, so they have more time to approach Baron. Very important, of course. So it's good to see Husman just trying to push the wave away as far as possible, so that the super minions take some more time.
Yeah.
Can't really do that in the mid lane though, because there's pressure applied from FTV. So FTV has good positioning on Baron. This should honestly be pretty free.
Teleport being used. DBL want to contest. Husband has arrived. Can get into the Baron pit very easily, but Meliodas has been completely zoned out. Baron is completely free. In comes Husband, though, is in the backline doing a Carly thing. Big knockups. What can happen now? Down into that Guardian Angel goes Yasuo, but FTV aren't dying. Bullet time used. Hasn't actually got the kill. Husband dives in again. Manages to get 1. Can they find anything else? You need to do more. You are on your crutch, champion. Hit people like your Tiny Tim. And they manage to do it. Big Koro and Norl helping out manages to win the fight. Can they find Froggy? No.
Yep. Big performance from Big Koro.
Big Koro.
Perfect positioning there. Was never under threat of dying. Didn't get hit by any knockups, so he was able to get a lot of spears out. Big rents to chase at the end as well. Norl contributed well with some CC, and there was very scattered engage for DBL with Hasmid also delaying the fight for a long time. Meliodas sits level 16. He is very far ahead in terms of levels. But yeah, DBL still lose the Baron. They get 1 inhibitor back, and we might have a very close game in our hands.
We might.
Look at Hasmid here.
It's
Hasmid from the flank on Victory. Victory delays this one. Yeah, he gets chunks, so he has to play a little bit more defensively. But his repositioning, it's so annoying to deal with. He's everywhere in this fight. Now he's on this side of the map.
How do you
now
track
he jumps
him
back in
FTV?
over there. Yeah, it's super hard. And now Big Koro still stayed safe. Can't actually deal a whole lot of damage.
The Hurricane is doing so much, stacking up spears though.
Yeah, it is. In the end, the longer the fight goes, the better for Kalista, of course. She doesn't really deal the upfront burst damage of other crit ADCs, but she definitely does has a lot of chasing and sustain power, and can just prolong the fight forever, especially if she doesn't get bursted immediately. So DBL now only 2k gold behind, still on 3 dragons, still soul point for them. So definitely a world where they win.
They're walking in with
It's
Baron
hard
buff.
to teamfight them.
Need to see DBL engage. They don't want to lose this in here for nothing, but I think they're going to. Not the best situation here for DBL. This is a closer game than it really should be. Husband is found on the flank, but he is still so slippery. The Yasuo ult onto him, but he goes golden. They will clean up Froggy. Can Husband get out of it? No. Bullet time in a corridor, but Fate's Call is a damn good spell. They go straight back in. Hin, a little bit risky there. Good Zoe damage. I don't know if DBL wants this. Big Koro could still pop off, but I think they will disengage. Whoa, Norl, way too aggressive, but Big Koro is unchallenged. He's hippity, he's hoppity. He's taking them all down. The rabbit is here, and they're killing like rabbits. The quadra kill for Big Koro.
What a hero there. Wow. He should definitely enter spear throwing competition next Olympic Games or something. Wow, that was absolutely insane. Holy shit. Big Koro for turning the whole fight. Once again, perfect positioning there. Hasmid, it's very interesting to see an assassin only playing bait. He pretty much plays like a late game Rek'Sai has to play. Yeah. It's enough time.
Hippity hoppity.
Froggy's here to defend.
Get off my property, says Big Koro.
That was perfect.
What has just happened? He's really taking a lot of unnecessary damage. They're just got to hit the Nexus. Hit the Nexus, boys. Tunnel.
Meliodas.
It's really low. Big Coro. Can we get the last hit?
Big Coro gets knocked up. There it is.
It was close. But DBL takes a crazy game one. We played a little bit of catch in the yard, throwing the game back and forth.
But it was very exciting and entertaining.
Absolutely. It's good fun. Not the best League of Legends, but it's always fun.
Well, and here we go. DBL taking a deserved 1-0. Now, that's a little bit of a lie. They should have lost this game, honestly.
Big Coro shouldn't have.
For my prediction. Yeah, Big Coro deserved to win this one. Some of the other members, not so much. Honestly, FTV just with a very solid performance. This is not... Of course, there were a lot of mistakes made on either side. A lot of throws happened. But overall, I think FTV had a very solid performance and just couldn't find the perfect way to threaten Big Coro in team fights. And the last two team fights, Big Coro popped off. Before that, it didn't matter. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's also why they struggle to do so. Because if at a point of the game, one champion suddenly becomes important, and that champion hasn't done anything before, it's very hard for you to change your mindset to adapt to the situation, right?
Exactly.
Because why would they think about Big Coro too much if he didn't do anything before, right? So suddenly he won 2 team fights back to back through perfect positioning and great hopping around on the Kalista, of course. A little bit sad for FTV, but a very exciting series. And
I think it's a surprisingly hard question for MVP. Because the gut reaction is Big Coro.
Yeah, so.
But Husband was really good. I think we still have to edge it to Big Coro.
Yeah.
Because he actually just won them the game when they were about to lose.
Yeah, I think he was the crucial player when it came to winning the game. But yeah, if you look at the whole game, just to evaluate single player performances, Hasmid with an outstanding, especially early game, and great team fights from a very difficult position where he had no front line to work with. He was the bait. He was the deterrent to prolong the fights and give Big Coro the time to stack up spears, because without Hasmid's efforts, Big Coro wouldn't have had the time to stack up the spears and apply the damage. So he was very crucial as well.
Absolutely.
I have to shout him out. But he had the one big mistake in the bot lane as well. So that takes a little bit away from the game. So I think Big Coro
lock that in. So. And we will also lock in our journey towards Game 2. We'll be back in about 7 minutes to see if FTV can make it 2-1. I know a lot of people's predictions would love that, but DBL would much prefer a 2-0. So we'll see you guys in about 7 minutes. We love having you here. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you stick around for the rest of the series. See you guys in just a little bit.
Yeah, we will be back very, very soon.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to bring you Game 2 of the Major League Baseball series. We'll have to see who can pitch better and throw the ball the fastest. But no, it is FTV taking on DBL. We had a back and forth game. It was a very long tennis rally.
It was. Quite impressive. 30 minutes rally? That is excessive.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah. Of course. I think both teams looked, especially FTV looked better than I expected them to look. I think DBL maybe a little too slow early on in the game. They fell behind on their own account. Like, they could have prevented this from happening. I think DBL definitely needs to step up, especially the early game, to be in play of contention. They lose to teams like FTV in the early game. How will they win against teams like Cerberus? It's but it's still some time here for them to improve. It's their only match this weekend, so it's nice to have only one stop with FTV. As long as you win. If you lose this one, you will regret this week.
Yeah, a lot. Absolutely, you will. It is FTV can win. They should have won that game. So, you know, it can happen. So,
Rika is back in for Froggy.
That's a horrible
something
decision.
I don't like to see.
That's a horrible decision. Froggy was what kept you in that game. If FTV had won, he was the lock for MVP.
You think
Absolutely.
so?
His Ornn
Maybe.
did so many clutch knockups that started their
That's
wombo
true.
combos.
Yeah. Team fighting was very good. His lane phase not so much, but I would have liked to see just victory in the mid out and Froggy mid lane for the Purika top lane.
That's what I
think
wanted.
that is the strongest possible lineup. Yeah. So we go in once again. Victory is listed as the top laner, annoyingly enough. So of course, if you look at this for the first time, Victory is the mid laner, Rika is the top laner. We're right into champion select, and here we go. Senna banned on blue side for FTV. Gragas banned as the first option for dashing buffer.
Syndra also removed, strong mid laner.
Yep. This draft feels very slow to me. Somehow no bans were happening for way too long.
A little bit weird.
So here we go.
Aphelios has been taken out as well. Makes sense. Don't want police.
Let's look at what we want to see from the teams, more than just commenting on what is banned, because everyone can see that, of course. We have Victory played the Yasuo. I wouldn't be too surprised if they go Yasuo again. Gragas is banned, of course, so they have to find another knockup like the Ornn maybe from last game, maybe a Trundle game again. I think first pick is probably going to be something like a MF or a jungler here. Don't see too many priority picks still open. Elise, of course.
Yeah, that is a super high priority.
Available. Here we go.
Champion in the jungle. So that will be secured. Kuriko with the early game power.
Yeah, Asmid, of course.
Do it. Do it, bitch. No. He's not got the balls as he locks in the Lee Sin instead.
So, jungler against jungler is Elise against Lee Sin, so handshaking on early game, no scaling approach in the jungle, of course. Elise is one of the highest priority junglers this week, banned almost all the time in the first round, and most played jungler for both of these junglers. Kuriko known for his Elise, and Meliodas, interestingly enough, has Elise as his most played as well, in 6 games.
Yeah.
So, yeah, both are very familiar with this matchup. Usually this is a little bit Elise favorite, I'd say, especially in the 1-1, and Elise can make more happen early on with dives. But yeah, Elise has ways to also win this one.
Yep, and the Tristana is locked. Unlikely that... Oh, actually, is that going to the bot lane, do you think?
Nah, I don't think so. We don't really see Tristana in the bot lane, ever. Not even Reckless plays her right now, so that's always a good indication. Whenever Reckless puts out the Tristana in the bot lane, then she's probably like 2 patches from being viable, and then yeah, she's more of a mid laner right now, and especially in the VCS, we've seen a lot of mid lane Tristana priority.
Yep.
If you want to read more about that, actually, shout out to an article that T15 wrote last week, I think, or this week. So go to our Discord and read about a little bit of Tristana priority in the VCS. It's very interesting. But of course, we still don't know. It could go to the bot lane. It's a kill lane if you go Nautilus Tristana in the bot lane, but quite hard to pilot into Thresh and MF, I'd say. So would expect it to go into Victory Sands.
Yep, Mordekaiser being banned, so FTV is not tempted to pick it. Always a good idea. Renekton also hits the ban list. Quite a few top laners being taken out here. We'll have to see. This could technically be the same 3 roles picked on either side.
Yeah, that's true. Could be. Not very likely. But we still can also... what ADCs are still available here? We have Zaya Kaiser. Lucian is still up, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
Could go Lucian for police and then late game carry for Victory. That would actually be a setup I would like to see. Maybe pair that with a little bit of an AP threat in the top lane. Of course, Mordekaiser is banned out, so you might want to go towards something like Vladimir for Rika, or potentially Cannon as an AP carry in the top lane. I'd like Vladimir, honestly, so I'd like to see something like Lucian Vladimir as the last rotation for FTV. And on the other side, Dashing Buffalo can pick whatever they want. They have a very versatile composition, strong early lanes with a good early game jungler. So the mid laner will shape their comp a lot, and it will be Zoe.
Yep, Null going back to that crutch, really looking like Tiny Tim as he limps along here. Didn't have a super big impact. I think he should have done more in the last game. Maybe he can make me look silly in this one. And Jace has been locked in. We never fully know why Jace is picked so much in the VCS. It looked good in one game, paired with the Shyvana, and Kai'Sa rounds it out.
Yep.
This is an interesting team complement,
So a little bit of scaling for the Kai'Sa, a lot of poke for Jace, a lot of siege, insane amounts of siege actually. If you look at FTV's from ahead, this composition is very dangerous and very hard to play against. As we see Hasmet once again go to the Kali. Kali into Jace traditionally very hard matchup, so I'm a little bit surprised to see him go for a Kali. It's Rika Jace, so maybe he just he's just calling out Rika and saying, okay, this is a bad matchup for me, but you're Rika, so I don't care. Possible. Don't get fooled by the positions again. To reiterate my earlier point, FTV is not playing Victory top and Rika mid lane. It's the other way around. You can see some of the spells are also more aligned. It's just the end production not being quick enough on the swap,
Yep.
but we know what's going on, so it's not bad.
Of course not. The Akali comes out for a second game here. It did look good on Husband. There were a few mistakes and a few times he got caught, but overall looked good. Maybe Akali is a fringe pick now if you need to be fairly safe.
Yeah, as I said before, one of Hasmid's most played in the summer and one of Hasmid's favorite champs as well. Hasmid is one of our two AP top laners. I'd say Hero and Hasmid are the two that really like to go to the AP top laners. And it's not that big of a surprise that he goes back to one of his crutch picks from earlier on. Right now, I'm a little bit worried for Dashing Buffalo for the rest of the season. They still have 4 best of 3s remaining, and their champion pools seem to be a little bit of a problem. As you alluded to earlier, Zoe, very much, Null goes back to Zoe all the time. It seems like every single game he's going Zoe if he can't find anything else. Hasmid now defaulting back to Akali's. I'm a little scared. This is FTV. Maybe he could have actually used the time to experiment a little bit more.
I mean, I think Akali's an experiment. Maybe they need a little bit more data
to see if she's viable enough to play. Yeah, that's a good point. Haven't seen too much Akali from Hasmid this season. I has played her once before, so now 3 games on Akali, which is a lot compared to all the other top laners who have not played her at all. I think he's the only top laner to play her. I think we saw one Akali in the mid lane, if I remember correctly. Maybe one other Akali in the top lane. But he definitely is the player with the most Akali games now. And last game was an impressive Akali performance. Didn't carry the game, but he had a lot of impact. So this matchup will be a big test for Hasmid.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely not going to be as easy as going against an Ornn. Jace can definitely bring the fight back to you. DBL going for a little cheeky play, but they quickly realize it's not the best idea.
So now we can take a look at the bot lane, and once again, Police has gone for one of his champion pool or one of his crutch picks with the Kai'Sa. Not the biggest fan. I think he could have gone for a little bit more lane dominance.
Open.
Yeah, I think Lucian would have been a better option.
Yeah, Police is great on Lucian.
He is. He also plays a good Kai'Sa, but most of the time, his team lost the game already when he gets to a good stage on Kai'Sa. So yeah, we'll have to see if he can survive his laning phase. Victory is in the top lane, lurking in the brush. What is going on?
Oh, what is going on? This is super weird. I look away to drink some water because it's level 1 and Husband's dead. Oh my god, but Victory might die as well. Meliodas is here. He's level 2.
No.
What?
So sad. Oh, I feel so bad for Victory. Oh, that was such a cool play. Well orchestrated from the 2 players. And then he jumps away from the turret straight into the waiting arms of level 2 Lee. It's so unfortunate. Oh man. Still first blood for the Tristana. So a little bit of gold. Boots early on against Zoe. Tristana to Zoe is a matchup that Tristana definitely wins, but Zoe has some small windows to fight back, especially utilizing her bubble, of course. But yeah, traditionally, Tristana definitely in the advantage. Full on, all in, definitely goes Tristana's way all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. This was such a weird level 1. What a cheese. I mean, does this pay off? Victory is so far behind now.
So crazy.
What is happening?
It's so crazy. He could have jumped over the wall and maybe. I think he would have died anyway. Yeah. Oh man, why is Meliodas there? They could have actually anticipated that Meliodas was there because they saw the delayed and resource. They saw the resource bar for Hasmid, and he used energy at level 1, so they could have anticipated the jungle pathing for Meliodas. A little bit unfortunate there, but now Victory without his flash, of course, so he's under big threat in the mid lane and needs to jump away immediately.
Absolutely. Null does have a heal here now. That's very nice for surviving the Tristana all in.
Hello?
But has taken a lot of damage. Hello?
What is police doing
I thought
there?
you couldn't hear me. I'm not sure what police was doing. This is FTV. They're playing a weird game.
I like it though. It's cool. more of those cool little plays, please.
Yeah.
There's really not that much value in FTV just playing standard. Especially now, they can. I think they'll go back to standard like in the last week of play, just to get the groove and get a good rhythm for the promotion tournament. But right now, it's still pretty far away. You still have 2 weeks of scrims before you go to the last week, so it's not really that important right now to play the full perfect game for your team, where you will lose against Dashing Buffalo anyway because you're the worst team. So looking for cool plays, maybe to even demoralize DBL here a little bit.
I mean,
not the worst option.
I'll come back to it as Victory has gone forward, but got instantly bubbled. Well done by Null. He's really far ahead in this lane. This Tristana pick is not doing what it's meant to do. And Meliodas is coming up. Husband charging forward, and down goes Rika immediately. Meliodas flashes away. No chance, Rika. Absolutely no chance.
I think Rika made a big mistake there in terms of movement. I think he should have tried to get to his minions and block the Lee Sin Q. Instead, he went away from his minions towards the tower, which does not prevent the Lee Sin Q, of course, or does not block the Lee Sin Q, I should say. So I think he was dead anyway, but maybe he could have forced a little bit more out of the enemy team. So
one more tower shot, Meliodas died.
Yeah,
so he might have been able to force one more tower shot.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Victory's still behind in CS, but 1 kill. So actually, in terms of gold, he should be even with Null, but he's still behind in experience, which is quite annoying for him because he needs level 6 to really threaten the all-in. Null, of course, also went for a barrier, so he should also survive potential all-ins for Tristana. He knows about the Tristana's early trading power, so good and smart choice for Null to go for the barrier to just not die in lane.
Yep, absolutely. Definitely. Oh, I don't know how to call this game so far. It's so weird. FTV gets the dragon.
It is. And there's a little bit of an advantage for DBL, but FTV secures the first one. It's a nice dragon to have. And they have a few champs that really don't profit from this dragon. They have 2 form changing or form shifting champions, and Jace and Elise, of course, that really don't have any real profit from a normal Cloud Drake. They actually get a lot from Cloud Soul because you always get the movement speed buff, but they don't get anything out of a normal Cloud Drake. So a little bit unfortunate for them. Still nice to have on the other 3 champs.
Yep, definitely. We will be going to Ocean or Mountain Rift. Mountain doesn't do much of anything for anyone. That's a bit of a whiff.
Mountain is quite nice into Zoe, though. Yeah. So you might be able to survive the burst if you have Mountain Shield. So least the Mountain Soul does a little bit. The Mountain Dragons really don't profit anyone here. I guess Aquino likes them, but no one else. So.
And who cares what your support like?
Yeah, really. Hey, it's not relevant here.
No. So Ocean, of course, we don't need to.
Who plays support in the support champs in the support position in 2020?
Yeah.
Hey, it's so unnecessary. Just get Jenna top every
Exactly.
game. Easy LP.
Yeah, make your top laners play support instead. You have to play fun champs in the bot lane and make your ADC play center.
Good strategy, actually. Go for that.
Unironically.
If you have a 3-man team for flags, just go for that. Or today, if you're from EU, there's Clash on today again.
Crash is happening. No.
Yeah. Crash is happening again. Last time it actually did work for you.
Surprising.
So let's see. It's once again a little bit of a slower early game. We already had.
Hello, they're walking under tower. Aquino, my boy. Aquino. That was bold.
Just wanting to see just a little bit of a damage check there. Turrets. I remember from way back. Turrets deal damage. Turrets deal a lot of damage. Let's check. Oh yeah, they do. Let's not do this. that did look a little silly. Very smart decision for BO3 though to immediately invest this bullet time. Not a whole lot lost. Sometimes bullet time doesn't do anything in lane. There are lanes where you really don't want to do it because you want to have bullet time as a burst tool. But sometimes when it's just a farm lane, why not?
Yeah. I think if the bullet time isn't going to be used for its cooldown, then yeah, do it. It made the dive untakeable. I think it was a good decision from BigCon.
Yeah, I think so too. Actually, in hindsight, with how keen Aquino was on diving, could have actually been beneficial for BigCon to not use bullet time and bait Aquino.
I think that's
bait the dive because he had flash and heal available. But yeah, of course, it's only a hindsight thing. That's really not something we can say like as real analysis. That's only a little bit of hindsight there, and you can kind of imagine working out his way. But why would you ever go for this play? It's a very risky approach to the game. No need to do this. No need to risk your life. So definitely went for the big play, the correct play there.
Husband up in the top. Oh God, we return to the top lane.
What is going on?
And he's 30 CS ahead.
How is he 30
Why
CS
is Rika
ahead?
back
This is
in
a bad matchup
and Froggy on the bench? What is FTV? We've said this before on cast. FTV, you go into relegations. Your season's donezo on that front. What they need to do is find their best 5 players. And I think they know the best 5 players. Rika, Kuriko, Froggy, Police, Aquino. And Hind, he's not looking too good as he gets a bit caught but lands a good hook to proc his aftershock. Means, never mind. It runs out. Wow, Kuriko puts the chomp down. Husband wants Aquino and will find him. And he's now going on to Police. He's continuing. Kuriko's dead on the other side. But no, Husband doesn't chase.
Why did you... What? That flash was... He felt something there. He saw the inspiration. And then really... Sadly for him, he didn't have any energy left, so he couldn't actually do anything to Police there. So a little bit unfortunate for him, but still a big fight for BO2, BO, not DBL. BigCore's team, of course. 3-for-1, I think, was the trade in the end. So now it's a 4-2 kill lead. They will get the first turret in the mid lane.
Never mind, it survives for just a little while longer. There
is no help by remaining.
A gentle breeze would knock that one down.
So I have absolutely no idea what happened in top lane. How does Akali win this matchup? This is such a bad matchup for Akali. Asmid even went fleet footwork to survive
I'll tell you
the lane.
How. It's Rika.
Rika is bad? Yeah, okay. Thank you.
I mean, why didn't Rika play Poppy?
All hail every day.
I tell you, we've got 2 color casters here. I've got that sick big brain. And Ocean Rift it is, which is good for FTV. They do have the Dragon Snowball. Husband is in a little trouble here. He should go down. Yeah. There's the clonk into the shot. Like. That's how it's meant to happen.
There we go. Yeah, indeed.
Maybe I need to say Rika's bad more often. Maybe FTV can get some wins.
Yeah. So I think Rika might have fallen into one of the traps that can happen if you play a very aggressive, a very abusive matchup where you forget to CS. I think that is potentially what happened in the top lane, because looking at this trade, I don't believe he has lost trades before. The item disadvantage was on Rika's side. Actually, he's also leveled down here, so yeah, I can't imagine Rika losing a lot of trades early on in the top lane if he wins this one. So I think Rika just forgot to CS all the time, and Hasmid collected all the CS when the wave pushed in, and that's why there was a 30 CS difference.
Yep. It's a bit of a weird one.
Still a big advantage for FTV. Look at the gold lead.
Wow. How is it 2K? What's happened? FTV. I don't get it. I don't get it sometimes.
Ocean Rift, though. Ocean Rift, potentially.
They do have the ocean. They do have Dragon Snowball possibility. DBL, it is a pattern for DBL to screw up around Dragon.
It is. It really is.
It is a pattern. And even FTV can win if you have an Ocean Soul.
Yeah, I think so too. There have been teams losing with Ocean Soul, but it's still very unlikely. And most of those wins, I think, were either through one explosive team fight in the ultra late game or backdoors. Yep. So, yeah, straight up team fighting is still very easy if you have Ocean Soul on your side. So
we do have the swaps called to anticipate the second Rift Herald, both bot lanes up on the top side now. But the jungler for DBL, Melee Otis on the Lee Sin, will be down here potentially looking for Rika or just to let Hasmid get the tower. It's not a terrible call.
That's, by the way, another interesting story for DBL, as we have once again entered a little bit of a lull state. Or lull state, of course. The jungle and top position for DBL, where a little bit in question for most parts of the season. Here they tried Pun. Oh wow, Police missed every single CS there. They tried Pun. They tried DK, and both looked. Pun looked okay, I have to say, especially on Ornn. But DK looked very lost. And now Meliodas is back here, pretty much the starting jungler again. I think that's a good call. But Meliodas is not great on pathing jungler, so he's still a pretty solid jungler, especially when it comes to ganking early on. So, yeah, I like this decision a lot. Settle on 1-5 setup. Maybe you can pick Pun here and there just to throw off the enemy team, but I think this is now the starting lineup for DBL, and they should stick with it.
I agree. I think they're looking best this way. Rika running down. Husband was making some really weird stutter steps. And he's dead to the tower.
Yeah, just praised Hasmid and he dies. That's a classic. Nice.
I mean, FTV, we are looking at a team that took a game off Garm. DBL haven't done that.
But we always come back.
It's It's because we have no other stats to praise them.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, man, they are the only team besides Flash to take a game of Garm, so it's quite easy.
I mean, don't go watch the game, because that makes Don't go watch the game, because that might make the statistic make sense. But
hey, they almost got 2 games against Garm.
They nearly took a series off Garm.
Garm wanted to fight world hunger in that series.
Hey, Garm,
they really did.
I think it was really nice of Titakin. They took 5 Make-A-Wish kids and let them fulfill their young life's dream of playing a professional game of League of Legends.
4. They still played Tier 1, and Tier 1 was enough to win the game. Yeah. All the other 4 were injured.
Exactly. They kept Tier 1 in just to keep safe. My word.
So FTV's positioning on this third dragon, this is quite important. DBL needs to contest this one.
I think they need to stop focusing on this bot lane and really go for the dragon. Yeah. Aquino's in trouble. He'll be tanky for a little bit and goes golden, but he's just dead. Rika, why are you trying to get a dragon when you can go to Soul Point? And why is victory in the mid lane?
Yeah. FTV things. So, I mean, giving up this dragon is not actually that bad for FTV. They would have liked to get it, but giving it up is not super bad. DBL is still only on 1 dragon now, so they are far away from the Ocean Soul.
Yeah.
But of course, FTV
It just delays them.
is also quite far behind in gold. Yeah, so dragon might be a very unimportant objective this game, honestly, after this 3rd dragon went over to DBL, because DBL doesn't need dragons. They only pick up the dragons to delay the potential soul point for FTV.
Yep.
So
they're
won't
just
really
deading it in here.
Yep. Got the inside track. Of course, Aquino was still down as well. Might just go down again.
Aquino! Still down! Goodbye, son!
Yeah, straight back to gray screen.
That was so well coordinated with him throwing the lantern because he knew exactly where Husband was going to be.
Yeah. Nicely done. Once again showing us why he is now the starting support for DBL. Another change DBL made that actually propelled them to play of contention after 2-5 start in the first round. This, if they win this one, they are 3-0 and it's round 2. So that's super promising for this team. ADCs did some super strange stuff this game.
Yeah.
What's that? E was interesting. I guess he wanted to spot if someone was approaching.
I guess.
Fair enough. It's not a bad play. It just looked very strange. So police. Let's check in with police. He's still useless on Kaiser. Nice. Still needs more time. So really paid off that he went for a late game scaling ADC. I don't agree with this choice, I have to say. Also, once again, fell behind 30 CS to the enemy ADC. Just pick Lucian and try to win lane. I think it's way better to go for win lane win game style when you're a bad team than just go scaling all the time and just lose the game before you can do anything, because you don't really learn anything from these games, right? If you always play from behind and just lose anyway, there's no learn effect.
Yeah.
There's nothing you actually got better at. I hate it. Just go full on aggressive, and even if you int all the time, who cares? You're 8th place anyway. So
yeah, losing this series doesn't actually matter for FTV.
Yeah,
a win would be great, but even winning doesn't really matter.
No, it really doesn't. It's only annoying for DBL.
Yeah. Hin takes a... Hin's just going to... Oh, never mind. Meliodas is... I'll save you, Mr. President. Really good play there.
Yeah. He flew... he is like... He accrued some miles. So 3 miles.
Yeah.
There was a long distance travel. I hate Bubble so much. Bubble is such a disgusting spell. Why can it travel
You
so
see
long?
people figured out how to throw it from base to top lane?
What?
Yeah. There's a very specific, it's not practical because it also kind of just fiddles out near your tower, but you can, there's a very specific angle that you can whip it all the way to top lane. It's a little bit gross.
Oh, no. Zoe. Well, I don't mind watching Zoe in pro play, I have to say. She can be very interesting. Can also get punished. I think she's a very feast or famine champ in pro play, so that's always interesting to see. This game has performed better than the last game. Still far away from icon-like performances.
Yeah.
A little shout out to the LPL. And what are we looking at here? The game is slow.
We are looking at...
Not a whole lot happening.
I don't want to say League of Legends. A stream. What we're looking at.
A stream, nice.
Not sure. I mean, it's not the worst game ever. This is something we've kind of...
it's just not very exciting.
Yeah, this is a little bit of what DBL does. They aren't a super VCS-like team. They are happy to take the prolonged lull states, which, it's not VCS-like, which is a little rough, but still can be quite fun. Don't ignore that. Sorry, everyone. I just completely bugged production. Ignore that. Trying to open a link.
Oi, concentrate on casting.
It was for the game. It was relevant.
Of course, it was for the game. Of course,
It was. It was literally a picture of the scoreboard. Someone was pointing something out.
Okay, fair enough.
And what they were pointing out was the low impact of the AD carries.
0-0-0 against 0-0-0?
They haven't done
nice. Nope. Bikoro has cleared waves for the whole game. It's a PvE game for him. And there isn't even a raid boss he's farming up to beat. There's a very, very boring PvE game. It's like cookie clicker or something, where you just farm and farm and farm more, and then you reinvest and farm more, and then you reinvest and farm more. Then you can reset to get better bonuses, and you can farm even more. It's a great game. Have you ever played Clicker Heroes? Yeah, of course you have.
I never got them. I didn't like them very much. But I had a friend who had like a cookie clicker save that was just like it lagged his phone. He could barely open the game. Ooh, huge chunk there. On to victory. I've got to get excited over something, even though it doesn't mean anything.
Voice peak. Let's go.
My word. DBL, don't get me wrong, it's an effective style of League of Legends, but we signed up for the VCS. Come on, all the viewers are here for the VCS, not the LCK. Though actually, looking at our chat, I think they wouldn't mind some LCK.
It's true.
Don't worry, Koreans, we love you. We're happy you're here. Rika?
My brother liked to there's a fight in the bot lane. Can Hasmut get away? Yes, he can.
Okay, continue.
Of course he can. So he liked to program bots, click bots, and the very first one was super simple, where he just had a program that just emulated like clicking, just very simple clicking.
Okay. Ooh.
And when another chunk. And when you opened it up, you had to already had cookie clicker in the right position, because it clicked like, I don't know, 20 times a second, or very, very, very often. But if you failed to open up cookie clicker before, you just randomly clicked everywhere on your screen. And if you had like programs open, that would be a big
That's
mess.
a lot of clicking. That's a lot of clicking.
Yeah.
I did that once. I had an auto clicker. I don't remember what for. It's probably something dumb. And I accidentally put it in the wrong place, and it was clicking so fast that I couldn't get the auto click software to be at the front of my screen, because it would constantly click to something. I just had to turn my computer off.
Of course. Yeah, same happened there. I think you once infiltrated the school PC system and put the clicker bots there. Oh man, good times. Come on,
Bullet time used again to clear waves.
Yay! Yeah, Big Kuro collected more.
We haven't had a
cookies.
podcast cast in a while.
Yeah,
you been watching anything interesting?
We had super exciting games so far. I started Vinland Saga. Not sure if you heard of it. An anime from the last season or 2 seasons before about Vikings.
Ooh, cool.
So
I watched
like 1000.
Something that's kind of an anime. I don't know if it's actually from it probably is from Japan. Husband and Rika will actually have a fight. They're committing to it. We could get a kill. There's the Sonya's coming out. Husband in a good position. Good dodge there on the EQ. Rika is still in a good position though. He jumps forward, but here comes the reinforcements. The E's tagged. Husband flying in. Rika tries to turn it and does with the Q, but Nor will be able to trade it. 1 for 1.
I love the little flash for Hasmut. He flashed into the bubble. That was so cheeky. It sadly didn't really work out for him, because Rika's Q didn't quite make him hit the bubble, but that was super cheeky. I loved the play for Hasmut. I thought he would be able to win this fight way more easily, but of course there's a little bit of a mar on the side of Rika. And
Ooh,
we have another
Kuriko
fight
in a
the
lot
top.
of trouble. I don't think that's where you wanted to come down, big boy, as he's just getting wrecked. Good Tristana ult, but the bullet time will protect Meliodas for now. He goes into the lantern. He's
victory?
going to escape. They flash forward. Hidden claims victory. Finally, we have something happening. Aquino now, his aftershock is gone. His stone blade is gone. He should go down momentarily. And there is
So
Null
sad.
claiming the kill.
Yep. And Police, once again, with a big impact in the fight, still 0-0-0. Can he finish the game 0-0-0? That's the big challenge
That
here
would be
now.
interesting. That'd be a game. But yeah, I watched Castlevania. Really good. About vampires.
Heard of that.
Very good.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh,
no, on the
could
chase.
potentially find something. Oh, the hook is good though. Rika's dead. Police wants to maintain his 0-0-0. And Baron
There we go.
is 0-1-0. Down he goes.
Unfortunate. So this game is now at its side. Sorry. Okay, I really had a big sneeze there. I'm sorry, everyone.
That's okay.
I couldn't finish my thought. We could go back to the team fight. You're very not sure why he used this ult there. He actually had to overextend because his own ult, his own ult screwed up his fighting position, so he had to overextend into the enemy team. Immediately died afterwards. Aquino tries his best to get away, but there's a bubble from downtown, of course. Victory, and Police is still 0-0-0. Kuriko might be dead again.
Yep, Kuriko should be dead again, as if Husband can find him. Never mind, but they have got their third Ocean Drake. We could have the blue line.
Third Ocean. There we go. Do you know a very old Game Boy game called Golden Sun?
No. I never had an original Game Boy.
That's sad.
I had
It's a Game Boy Advance game. Game Boy Advance game.
The only Game Boy Advance I had was borrowing my big brother's. I'm the sixth kid in my family. So,
wow.
Yeah. Okay. I was getting a lot of hand-me-downs. But do tell, what was it?
It's the Ocean Drakes remind me of the basically water element there. And you could collect little cool little creatures to make you stronger. So I could have made a cool reference there, but kind of no one will know because it's not a very known game.
Someone in chat said they know it. Go make your reference.
Yeah, it's such a great game. I love it. It was the best Game Boy game I ever played, and I love Pokemon, so that has to say a lot. But yeah, so the break points were always 2 and 4 and 6 and 8. So at 4, I think you got to the next big break point, and if you collected 4 ocean gins, water gins, I think it is, your character got quite strong. So DBL is right before the big transformation. You can also summon Boreas if you use all the 4 gins at the same time. So a big
sounds interesting
summon there.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds fun. Oh man. Yeah.
30 minutes in, the game's over, but we still have to watch it, sadly.
Yeah. That's why we're just talking about anything, just so you know. The game's over. DBL wins. It's a bit rough.
I mean, Police is now building a third item in 30 minutes. He's 1 item every 10 minutes. Nice. Right
too
on
bad
time.
Picoro's only on 3 items.
Yeah, that's true. But his items are a little bit more expensive. A lot more expensive, actually. Especially IE and Essence Reaver. So here we go. No Baron on DBL, so they can't get another inhibitor, but they should be able to set up everything for the big Ocean Soul in 2 minutes. We thought Ocean Soul would not be a factor in this game. Yeah, we didn't think of DBL's game plan. So, of course, we just now had 4 Ocean Drakes in a row for DBL, which means after Ocean Drake, they should really be able to finish.
Kuriko's got nowhere to go. There's a puddle in the way. Goes up in the air, and it does buy enough time. Hin mistimes the hook. Husmed gets punted into the team by the Tristana ult. Bullet time does a little bit of damage, but he has to cancel it for fear of the Nautilus ult. But Husmed, here he goes. Double kill already. Does a lot of damage to Rika with his dying breath. And Null now charging forward. Can he find anything more? It might be tricky, but Meliodas wants to ruin Police's 0-0-0 record. Call Triple O. The ambulance is on the way.
Yeah, no one can touch this 0-0-0 scoreline.
I mean, it's actually super appropriate because I don't know about Germany, but in Australia, you dial 000 to get the police.
What do you dial?
000.
Sorry, you cut out there.
000.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and you get police.
No, we dial 110, so he needs 1 kill and 1 death. So.
Ooh, Hind. That bomb does claim him, which gets a reset. Victory wants more. But...
Police on the chase.
Police charges forward. I don't know about that one, son. He goes down, ruins the KDA, and now DBL turns around and goes, oh, okay. That happened.
I guess you want to die.
Why did you do that?
I think FTV is just bored, honestly. Can we go home, please? Please, DBL, finish this game. Goddamn, DBL. Oh, man. The FTV is in a very bad position here, of course, as we can all tell looking at this game. But Police had his first, not assist. He had his first kill participation, I guess. Not in his team's favor, but at least he participated in a kill. Got killed. Oh, he actually has an assist as well. I'm not sure where that came from.
Sure, either. Must have just hit something.
Ah, there.
Probably right there.
Yeah.
As this was so over-aggressive. Just tries to 1v3 and just gets crit and kicked. Bad decision.
Great kick from Meliodas. Looked very cool. Very unnecessary, but still looked cool.
Yeah.
So here we go. 34 minutes, final break of the game. Most likely. If FTV steals this one, I think we can... shut down the stream.
Yeah, we can go to bed, I think.
Just because the game will go longer.
Ocean Soul is secured. Okay. Surely the game can be closed out now.
Is it the first time ever that a team got 4 Oceans Drakes? I've never seen it before. We had a 4 Infernal game yesterday.
I think so. I don't think we've seen it before. That's exciting.
At least in VCS, it should be the first ever 4 Ocean Soul. 4 Ocean Drake, of course, and they will use this Ocean Drake, this Ocean Soul, to get another objective. Baron on the cards.
Yay. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
The full CLG play. Used Baron to get an Elder Dragon, use Elder Dragon to get Baron. Use the next Baron to get another Elder Dragon. Never finish the game.
And then eventually lose a team fight and lose. But Husmed will link up with Big Koro to pick up 1 kill. Can they turn this into something more? Who knows?
So, if you... what position would you be confident to say? You could sub in right now for DBL, and they would still win the game.
I could support this. I could play Hin's role.
Yeah.
I think I'm terrible.
Either bot laner.
Ooh, Kuriko, a little bit caught. Oh my god, the damage on that jungler. That's really rough. Down goes...
He dies anyway.
Kuriko and Police. This is struggle street for FTV. DBL, they're not going for the Baron. They're walking up mid lane. Here we go.
Yeah. 140 gold for the support. That is, yeah. You don't need to know more. This is a horrible game. It wasn't great to watch. It wasn't great for FTV. And even DBL didn't play that great.
Not really.
So it's finally over, hopefully, soon, I guess. Now, any second.
Yep. Thankfully,
there we go.
We're free. The series is over. DBL claim the 2-0 over FTV. And Series 1 was good today.
That was a little bit of a struggle, I have to say. DBL, I guess they won 2-0. Nice, I predicted 2-0. So once again, smurfing predictions this week. Haha. But
I got 0 points yesterday. I think I got 6 today, though, so I'm back.
That's nice. I got 6 as well. Yeah, I'm actually catching up to the first 5 very quickly. I think I'm in 6th place right now, so competing for that spot after ending the first 2 weeks.
It is the first 2 weeks. But
man,
let's pick an MVP for that last one. Can we have MVP?
Viewers that stayed with us for sure.
Can our community and us have it for not giving up? Or not shooting ourselves?
Ocean Drake for spawning? I'm not sure. Husband had some cool fights. Picoro cleared all the waves. Nice. Null and Meliodas did stuff. I honestly don't know.
Probably
I
Husmid.
think Null.
He had
Null
a couple
deserves it
hype
as well.
plays.
He died a few times as well, but yeah, he initiated all the
Actually,
fights.
no. Actually, the actual answer is Meliodas. Meliodas was really good. I don't know why I was neglecting him. I think that Meliodas.
Yeah, I think Meliodas is a very fair choice. So we have whom did we give the MVP to? Picoro in the first game,
yes.
of course. Picoro and Meliodas today.
Huge.
Is Husmid the best looking VCS player? I think so.
The best I've seen in appearance, he's up there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's something we should say,
so.
honestly. A bit rude.
Is it?
Well, I mean, a bit rude to everyone else.
I'm praising him.
Yeah.
I'm praising him. No, I think
he's a good-looking guy. Good on him. There's actually a lot of the VCS players look all right. Kind of ditching that nerd look. It's always good. But Meliodas with the MVP. Tomorrow should be a fair bit of fun, so make sure you do stick around. It was a rough one here today, but we got through.
It was a little bit of a cooldown series for the absolute banger that was the first series today. If you missed Flash against Gum, go back right now. Don't even bother to look at the outro here. Go back and watch Flash against Gum. That was the highlight series. I think by far the best series of the whole season so far. Way better than the first one they met. Even that was quite hype. So, yeah, especially game 1 and 2. Big games for both teams. So, go back and watch that. This was a little bit of a cooldown series. DBL 2-0, now tying for 4th place. A very important series for them. But tomorrow we will see VGA face off against GAM on game 2. And the first game
is
I'm blacking on.
FTV.
I think it's Cerberus again.
Cerberus and EVOS? No,
it's FTV
Cerberus.
Okay. Yeah, that is true. So we'll see FTV run it back tomorrow morning. Good. I mean, it's FTV. You can't really expect them to do too much, but maybe we get to see another configuration of their 5 players.
Maybe if Froggy's in, there's always a chance. Picks. I think Froggy's good.
Yep. I think as long as Froggy plays, the games are interesting. Rika and Victory are just not good enough for the VCS.
I agree. But that brings us to the end.
That's it for today.
Of another night of the VCS. Thank you for joining us. If you scroll down below the stream, there are a few ways to join our community as well as a few ways to support us, because it's hard to cast a game like that when you know you're not getting paid, because we don't make anything. And you can change that. Be nice. But of course, never feel pressured to. We will be back tomorrow at the same time, the same place, for more VCS action. Stay tuned then. We hope to see you back, and we hope you had fun. See you then, guys. That has been us for tonight.
Good night.